So over the years, I used to have this thing called Mini Monday on my YouTube here. And as you can see, there's many minis here, like 3-inch square paintings that I did. There's a whole playlist there. I've got tons of videos there. And these are some of the line and wash or ink and wash ones that I've done. There's a teacup. Oh, there's more than that. Christmas one with the lighthouse, flowers, and spring boots and spring pots and blueberries and a house and some shells, corn and more fun things and mushrooms, tropical house, and then the spring daffodil house, butterflies and pea shoots. Oh, and even cute little dragonflies and bugs and carrots and whatever. So today I thought it'd be kind of fun to do another line and wash mini, and it wouldn't be Mini Monday because it's not Monday, but kind of like a tiny Tuesday. Have a little fun today doing some ink and wash. So let's get started. So as you should see, I've already sketched out my little house. Patreon members get the line drawing for this. It's on 3 by 3 inch Arch 100% cotton cold press paper, and I will take my Sharpie ultra fine point pen permanent marker. I like to draw on it first and then paint on it later. So just go over my lines. And this paper has a nice tooth to it, so you're going to have like really kind of bumpy, wiggly lines, which is what I was going for anyway. I don't want perfect straight lines. And this is just a simple like cape house shape. You can find this shape house anywhere online. And then you can add all the elements you want. Now I'm going to have little windows with shutters. Like that. You can draw the little shutter, little lines in here, little accents. I'm not sure if I'm going to draw the windows with the lines because I'm going to paint it mostly black and then add some gouache. And then have little steps, cobblestone kind of thing, going towards here. And then on the front, I had like a little tulip. So basically, they're like a little smile. If you don't know how to draw a tulip, it's a smile with the little lines, and then you get a line like this. I have many tutorials on how to do that here on YouTube. So you're just drawing tiny ones. Stack them and have some leaves. Of course, they get bigger in the foreground and smaller in the background. So you can draw little tiny ones in the back. Or not even draw, like make a little, I can do like little poppies. And then I have a little bush here. Draw little flowers. Just kind of wiggle that there's flowers there. And then there's a tree back here. Some branches. Big old tree. Just kind of wiggle the greenery and then put the branches. And again, I'll put some flowers. It could be different flowers up front here. I could have some tulips, but maybe some poppies. The tulips are small, and of course, bigger ones in the front. Now, my tulips are not perfect, and it doesn't matter if they are or not. Some people like to draw really tight. I'm a loose gal when it comes to drawing. It doesn't take much to draw this, right? Now you could put some siding on this, like some lines going across. You can choose to do that or not. Some shingles on your roof, right? Put a little sign if you want. I always tell people if you're going to use any kind of marker, but especially this is the best one I like because you can just paint right over it. It's not going to bleed, is the Sharpie Fine Point Ultra Fine Point. And then give it a couple of seconds, couple of minutes, and then erase all your pencil lines because it could bleed onto the paper. Okay, so now I'm going to grab a 10 Princeton Aqua Elite Series round, right? And you can choose to make your roof gray, brown, etc. I don't know, don't make it a funky color. Well, you could, but it wouldn't make sense. So I'm going to make mine gray, like a typical Cape Cod style house. And I'd like to use ultramarine blue deep and burnt sienna to make my gray. Just a simple gray color. You just wash that in. If you want to use a tinier brush, go right ahead, but I like to just get it in really quickly with this one simple brush because this area is very small. We're just going to leave that color. Don't want to bleed any color. I think I want to keep my house white. You can make it a cream color, pink color. I'm going to keep my doors, I'll make them brown. So I'm going to grab some burnt sienna right here. Or I can even use burnt umber, which is fine. I'll add a little Paynes gray to that, change the brown tone. And then just put the brown in here. The first wash of the brown. You don't need much paint here, obviously, because it's very tiny. Now, we can water this down, or just water down burnt sienna really lightly. So it's very, very loose color, but I tap in a paper towel to get rid of all the excess water. And I'm going to just put that color in here for my little walkway. Ta-da! Okay, now we're going to do all the flowers, and they're just like colors, pinks and yellows. So grab whatever pinks you have, or yellows. I've grabbed some bright rose. Just kind of, no, that's a little bit bright. If it's too bright, I might add a little bit of red to that. So a cadmium red light. It's a little softer rose color. Just move around your paper, and look how fast and loose I'm doing this. You do little clusters of pink, right? And then we can add some yellows as well. You could have done daffodils in the front instead of having pink tulips. I'll grab some yellow, cadmium yellow red, cadmium yellow deep, and adding little yellow tulips. And you can have purple ones. See, little yellow flowers back here. Sweet, right? And purple. Just bright rose and some ultramarine blue deep. Make a beautiful purple. If you have a purple, use your purple. So I'll put some purple tulips in here. I can water this color down. I can add more blue to it. So it's a blue lavender purple. I'm just going to put some of that really pale purple back here. There's no actual drawing of anything. I'm just kind of tapping the color. You see the purple. It's really pretty. And then, of course, we need to have greens, right? Now, I could just take my yellow and kind of move it in here. Don't want to lose all this, see? I can grab some peacock. Grab whatever greens you have. See, and I've changed all this. It's on my palette, and then I made a green in there instead of just wasting the paint. Just a pretty muted green. And kind of put this in the ground. And we get some darker tones, too, going around my little blooms. It's so cute. This would be a great little card. Or, you know, there's a lot of frames out there that are 3 inches. So I'm going to tap that color. Now I'm going to add some Prussian blue to this color. And I'll grab some either burnt sienna or burnt umber and more Prussian blue. And look at that green gets darker. And you could tap a darker green, and you can use that green for the stems here in the front. Tap a little of this dark green back here to give it some depth. See, put some back here. You can make this bush dark green. Just kind of wiggle that color in here. Get this darker green bush. And you can make the trees colorful like they were cherry blossoms. So you could take the pink and you can just kind of tap like this. And then take the deeper pink while it's damp and wet and add that. So I mixed the cadmium red light and rose. Look at that. We got a cute, pretty tree. And then I'm going to go add some more yellow to my green again. You can just keep changing that. And here's the green for this tree. Now it's light on one side. I'm going to add some depth with some darker color. This is where you get to play. You know, it's a lot of fun. So I'll have my darker green. We just talked about how we mix that. We'll just use a dark green that you have. And you can tap some of that on the left-hand side of this. See, you get some variation going here. Cute. Now the windows should be darker, right? So move some of this green now. Ultramarine blue deep. really kind of thick in the burnt sienna. Mix the two, and they'll make like a black. You could use Payne's gray, but I like to make it more of a gray tone because I don't want it to be super black. It's just right. And I'll fill in this window color, and I'm going to use gouache to make the panes. It just comes out better that way, in my opinion. I'm going to dilute this paint a little bit, and I could use this for a shadow here. Right here on the, so you go like a little upside down L on the door shadow, and then you can make a shadow. I'm going to add a little bit more blue under the roof line, right? And you can put a shadow on the side of the shutters. So little details you can do underneath the bottom of these, and make the gray with the little stones. See, little taps of that. Kind of fun. Can add this color to some of my brown that I have for the roof. I mean, sorry, gray for the roof. A little bit deeper, darker. Just adding that color on that side. I didn't do my chimneys. Do those in a second. See? Now they could be brick or they could be gray. I might make them gray. Simple as that. I didn't do a colored sky, but you can put one in, right? I'm going to add just a little bit darker green. Mixing up some green, Prussian blue, yellow, and burnt umber. A little thicker, and put some of that color back here. And in here. Little taps. So it's adding some more depth. Just flat color. Add some of that for my little tulip leaves. Going back here again. I know it's such a small little thing, but it does make sense. And if I want to add some brown, so burnt umber and Payne's gray to make my little branches on my tree. Poke them out. Come this way. Same thing with this one. Cute. And the last thing, I'll add a little gouache for my window pane. Before I do that, I'm going to take my gray that I had and go under these eave. There we go. Mix my gray up. Right, and then I could just go ahead and add the gouache to the window panes. So I would use an 8 long rounds with a nice skinny point. You need to have something that has a nice skinny point. Activate my gouache. And you can just go line down here. Oh. You don't want it too wet. You want it dry enough so that you can see it. Okay, mine needs to be a little bit wetter. I'll fix the other side in a second. So I can actually move the paint. And you can pick whatever color you want for the shutter. You know, if it's a provincial kind of picture. My goodness, this gouache is being very temperamental. So just add a little white for the window pane. Doesn't want to play with me today. And I might make it this really pretty blue color. I have this color called verditer blue for the shutters. Holbein. You can just take it right out of the tube. It's so pretty. And it's so thick that you can actually use it for just throwing in some more flowers. So here's the verditer blue. The shutter. Might want to water it down just a little bit more. Such a small area. Picking up some of the paint here and pushing it over here. If it's too bluey. So like I said, it's really thick. You can just kind of tap little tippy taps of blue out here. Really sweet. I mean, and then you can just add little details. If you want to have the roof look like kind of like a shingle, I'm gonna go back and get my gray here. You can have little lines with your little brush. See, a little skinny, little details. Super sweet and kind of go like that. And you can play with doing things like that. Isn't she cute? I think she's really cute. So it's fun to draw these little things and add some, you know, ink and then color to this. And you can change things up. You can get them a little bit darker. If I can make a little pink a little bit darker on the side. And in here, just play with it. If you're a Patreon member, not only do you get the line drawing, you get an extra one, this little basket here. Super cute, super fun. And click the link in the description box below to get the extra tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed the little mini Tuesday, which is Tiny Tuesday. Let me know. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.